we provide you the platform to turn your dreams into reality. Give wings to your aspirations with KR Mangalam University.
Russia has made its stance crystal clear after Ukraine's recent drone attack. Russia says there will be no compromise in its negotiations with Ukraine. And if anyone believed the renewed talks between Moscow and Kyiv could bring the war to a halt, statements from top Russian leadership have made it evident this is not about peace, it's about domination. Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev, now a senior figure in Russia's powerful Security Council, made headlines with a chilling declaration. He said that the true purpose of the ongoing talks with Ukraine is not to explore peace on the negotiating table, but to achieve what he described as a swift victory and the complete destruction of the Ukrainian regime, one he continues to label as a neo-Nazi government. His remarks were posted on Telegram and they have little room for any interpretation. Russia is entering the negotiations not to find middle ground but to reinforce its military goals through diplomatic pressure or perhaps even just to buy time. So what exactly is Russia demanding in these talks? According to a memorandum presented by Moscow, Russia wants Ukraine to cede more territory, adopt a stance of military neutrality, drastically reduce size of its armed forces and even hold fresh elections under conditions likely favorable to Russian interests. From Ukraine's perspective, these demands are seen not as proposals but as terms of surrender. And unsurprisingly, no agreement has been reached on a ceasefire yet in these meetings. Instead, the situation on the ground tells a very different story. Fighting has intensified in several frontline regions, particularly around Kharkiv, where Ukraine is under renewed pressure from advancing Russian troops. Despite that, the talks have led to some humanitarian agreements, a prisoner of war swap and arrangements to return the bodies of over 12,000 fallen soldiers. But these are small humanitarian gains in the backdrop of a much larger and darker narrative that Russia is not negotiating for peace, but positioning itself for total control. Medvedev's statements are significant not just because of their context, but because of who he is and what he represents. So now, why is Russia even entertaining talks if its intent is so clear? Well, it can be a tactical move to project diplomacy while continuing battlefield gains. Meanwhile, Ukraine's position remains firm. Ukraine has repeatedly said it will not accept any solution that involves giving up sovereign territory or its right to self-defense. The message from Russia is loud and clear. Russia is not at the negotiating table to talk peace, it is there to dictate terms, and unless something dramatically changes, the war in Ukraine looks set to continue, not conclude.